Good day, learners! Welcome to today's lesson in 21st Century Literacy. I am teacher Anna, and today we'll explore visual literacy, visual and verbal creativity, statics, and even fresh ways to teach creatively. So let's get started. So, at the end of this lesson, you are expected to identify and explain elements and principles of visual literacy, visual creativity, and aesthetics. Second is create a visually creative poster or artwork that applies the elements of design and aesthetic principle. Third is appreciate the importance of visual creativity and aesthetics in communicating ideas and expressing personal creativity. Observe and compare two posters described in the situation. Discuss with your group the factors that make one poster more appealing than the other one. Answer the guide question using complete sentences. So, share your ideas with the class and explain your answer based on your responses. Identify the importance of visual creativity and aesthetics in communicating message. So, these are the scenarios. One day, your class was asked to create a poster promoting environmental awareness. Two groups submitted their posters. The first poster contained only plain text, while the second poster used attractive colors, images, shape, and creative layout. Most students stopped to look at the second poster because it was more eye-catching and easier to understand. Alright, let's start with visual literacy. Simply put, this is basically being able to read images just like you read words. It's the skill to look at a picture, understand what it means, figure out the message behind it, and make sense of all the details you see. It also means you can analyze and judge whether that image is truthful or misleading, and even make your own visual to share your own ideas clearly. It's also about understanding building blocks that make up an image, things like color, line, shape, texture, space, and so on. Think of it like learning a new language, but instead of letters and sentences, you're learning shapes, colors, and design. So let's go through these one by one. Visual elements and principles. First is the color. Color is powerful. It constantly changes how you feel. Just like the bright yellow feels happy, blue feels calm or serious. It draws attention to the most important part, and sometimes it even carries special meanings from our culture or tradition. Next is lines. Lines straight, curved thin lines guide your eyes exactly where the creators wants you to look. They mark edges, separate things, and even show movement or emotion like shaky lines showing fear or excitement. Next is shapes. Circles, squares, triangle, they're not just random. They have meaning too. Circles often stand for unity or wholeness. Squares feel steady and strong. They help organize information so it's easier to follow. And form, this is what it gives depth. While shapes are flat, form makes things look three-dimensional, like real objects you could reach out and touch. It adds perspective and makes image feel realistic and full of space. Next is the texture, pattern, and space. Now, onto these three textures, think about how something looks like it would feel. Like just the rough zone, soft cotton, shiny glass. Even if just a picture, texture makes it feel more real and relatable, right? It adds the extra layer that pulls you in. Second is the pattern. It is when the shapes or line repeat over and over. It creates rhythm like music, but in picture, it helps organize things and make certain parts stand out more. Third one is the space. This includes both the filled up parts and the empty spot. We call them positive and negative space. Good use of space decides what you notice first, keeps things balanced, and makes the whole design easy to look and without getting confused. Next is the balance, contrast, emphasis, and movement. These are the rules that make designs work well. First is the balance. It's like a weighing scale. You arrange things so nothing feels too heavy or upside down. It can be symmetrical, same on both sides, or asymmetrical but it feels steady. Contrast. You put different things side by side, light next to dark, big next to small. This creates interest and makes things pop out immediately. Emphasis. This is about choosing the star of your image. You make sure the most important parts stand out so people see it first before anything else. Next is the movement. Whether it's actual motion or just suggested by line and shape. It leads to your eyes smoothly from one part to the next part. It's just like telling a story step by step. Now, let's talk about the different kinds of visuals we see every day. First is the photography. Everyone knows this one. It's basically freezing time. You capture moments, feelings, people, places, nature, and a good photo can tell a whole story without saying a single word. Then, the film and video. Moving pictures, movies, TV shows, documentaries, they bring things to life. They can show real events or make up whole new worlds for us to explore. Next is the graphic design. This is where the words and pictures work together using computers, software, artists make logos, signs, posters, website layouts, all the stuff you see in the shops, billboard, and apps. Next is digital art, made entirely on device like phones, tablets, or laptops. It's super flexible. Illustration, animation, designs, and anything you imagine can be created. Infographics. Honestly, these are lifesaver. They take complicated facts and numbers, mix them with simple drawings and short texts, and suddenly everything becomes easy to understand at a glance. And then, augmented or virtual reality, or AR or VR. These are the newer and so fun. VR puts you right inside a whole new world through a headset. AR adds digital images onto the real world around you. It's like stepping into the pictures itself. So, why learn all this anyway? Well, once you understand how visuals work, you can make them too, not just pretty ones, but useful ones. Like you could make a pie chart showing exactly how you spend every hour of your day, sleep, study, play, eat, and even compare it with how your friends spend theirs. And these skills isn't just for school. Way back in history, being able to read your surroundings helped people survive. Telling which berries were safe, where dangers was hiding, reading the weather. Today, it's still just as important. There's so much information everywhere, and being visually literate help you spot facts fast and tell if something you see online or on TV is true or misleading. It also makes learning way easier. Pictures and graphics help you remember lessons much better than just reading long paragraphs. Okay, moving on. Let's switch from image to words. That brings us to verbal creativity. Basically, it's how creative you are when you speak or write, how you play with language to express yourself. It measures by the things how many ideas you come up with, how different those ideas are, and how unique they sound. Creativity itself isn't just something you're born with. It's a tool you can build and it helps you adapt and succeed no matter how much things change around you. Now, let's break down each trait with simple examples you see in class. First is originality in language. This means thinking of things no one else would say. It fresh, unusual ideas, like if you're talking about saving the environment, instead of saying don't throw plastic, you make catchy slogan or speech that's totally your own. Something people will remember. Fluency in generating ideas. This is all about quantity. It how fast and how many ideas you can list without stopping. For example, how do we make class more fun? And you immediately say games, tech tools, group work, outdoor lesson, guest speakers, rewards, the list go on and on. That's fluency in generating ideas. This flexibility in communication. This is about variety. You don't stick to just one kind of answer. If asked how to improve school life, you suggest things about cleanliness, learning support, mental health, and better communication, covering different ideas instead of just one. You shift your thinking easily. Imaginative storytelling and expression. Making up stories that grab attention, like writing about a pencil that comes alive and helps students solve problems. You create characters, setting, and events that feels fun and interesting. It builds your imagination and language skills at the same time. Last is effective use of words to engage an audience, choosing words that catch people right away. Instead of starting a presentation quietly, you say, "Did you know a single plastic bottle can take hundreds of years to break down?" Instantly, everyone wants to listen. So, at the end of the day, words are how we share feelings, thoughts, ideas, even kids naturally play with language, making up games or funny phrases. That's verbal creativity in action, in something everyone can develop. It makes you better at connecting with people and solving problems. Now, let's bring words and image together. Visual creativity. This is when you use your imagination to create original, meaningful things you can see. The drawings, design, photos, illustration, all kinds of art, it's about turning thoughts into picture and using those pictures to solve problems or share ideas. So, why does it matter? Well, it pushes you to think differently and come up with new solutions. It helps you explain complex things easily without too many words. It also supports your learning and helps you grow for future jobs, whether you want to be an artist, a teacher, a designer, or run a business. Example, you see it everywhere. In education, students make infographics, colorful poster, interactive presentation. In business, companies create logos people remember, eye-catching ads, and attractive packaging that makes you want to buy their product. So, the key components has four main parts that make this work. First is our imagination, thinking beyond what's right in front of you. Originality, making things no one has made before. Third is flexibility, looking at the same thing from different angles. Last is the visualization, taking what's in your head and putting it into a visual from others can see. So, the element used, and to build all that, you use those same visual elements we talked about earlier, the line, the shape, color, texture, space, form, value, plus design, principles like balance, contrast, emphasis, harmony, movement, proportion, and unity. Put them together well and you've got a great visual creativity. Before we go further, let's clear up some wrong ideas people often have. So number one is, they say creativity is only for artists. No way. It's useful in science, business, technology, education, and in everyday life. Anywhere you need new solution. Second is, creative ideas just pop up out of nowhere. No, they usually come from hard work, practice, learning, and sticking with problem until you find a way. So, and here's the big one. They say creativity isn't something only gifted people have. It's a skill you can learn and improve over time. Everyone has potential to be creative.